you to be asking me questions.
Shade 4-5. Ladies and gentlemen, keep the applause going. We got a juggernaut in the building.
Juggernaut, I like that.
We have a juggernaut in the building. We have an architect. We have an architect in this building.
Oof.
Come on, man.
I need to take you on the road with me, Sway.
Man, we got a change agent. We got a change agent in this building. Keep it going.
Yeah, keep it going.
Keep it going, ladies and gentlemen. Two kings in the cipher.
Yikes.
Two kings in the cipher.
Let's go.
From pyramids to projects.
Ooh, yeah.
You know why I know that?
Because you was there.
I was there. That came in 91. 90, King Tech, Sway and King Tech was on the world famous Wake Up Show.
Absolutely.
Playing Two Kings in the Cipher.
Oh, God bless.
Two Kings in the Cipher.
Jesus.
That's how far back we going.
32 years ago, baby.
32 years ago.
Whoa.
RCA Records.
RCA Records.
I remember it. And then he made a game change decision as a producer, a MC, a visionary, a manager, road manager, tour manager. He been on the road with Mary J. Blige.
Yes.
Notorious B.I.G.
Yikes.
He produced Hypnotize. All About the Benjamins. Come, All About the Benjamins?
Crazy.
Hold up, Tom. Play that. Come on, man. Listen, I'm going to play this song, and if you don't have a question for this man, I want you to stop listening to us.
You not hip-hop.
You ain't hip-hop.
Nah, seriously. No. If an aspiring producer doesn't have a question for him, you should get out the game.
You heard this song before? He made it. Turn it up, man. Turn it up. Yeah, man. Come on. All About the Benjamins.
Baby. You got to say the baby.
Baby. Mary J. Blige, 50 Cent, How to Rob.
That was crazy.
Come on, Craig Mack.
This ain't serious.
What's
Mase.
Craig Mack's song?
No, I didn't do Craig Mack.
You didn't do no Craig Mack? Did you work on the road with him, though, right?
Yes. And
okay.
actually, Craig Mack rhymed on the record I did for God Bless DJ K. Slay. I was on one of DJ K. Slay's album, and Craig Mack rapped on the song. So God bless
both of them.
Both of them, yes.
Derek D. Angeletti's here. We're talking about the new Black Rob album, the posthumous album, Life Story 2 is out right now. Produced by the Mad Rapper, Black Thoughts on it, Faith Evans on it, Kid Capri. People don't know that the Mad Rapper, do they still not know that's you?
Some people don't. They haven't put two to two together yet.
Really?
Yeah, because when they meet me, I'm this voice.
Okay.
I have to go into yo, what do you know what I'm saying? I gotta do that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? In order for them to put two. Or they know me as a Mad Rapper. And you did beats too? Yeah, a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
You did beats too.
Yeah, you did beats too.
Yeah. I made the soundtrack to your life. If you want to call that beats too, you can do that.
Yeah.
But you went from Two Kings in a Cipher to doing other things. What happened?
We got a pink slip, first of all, Two Kings in Cypher in 93.
Meaning they let you go?
They dropped us, yeah. So
yo, people don't talk about what it feels like to be dropped.
Yeah, in your mother's basement, you know, trying to figure it out. I worked at Mega Evers bookstore. Shout out to the Masharikis in Brooklyn. They own the Mega Evers, the black bookstore, Mega Evers. So they were gracious enough to let me come off a Video Music Box and go behind the counter and say, yeah, that'll be $11.99.
Okay.
But
you
I
were
had
good
to
at
do
that. Yeah.
I was good at that. Yeah. You want Malcolm X, aisle 7. You know what I mean? Like, I had to do that to keep the bills paid. And then
and this was after the record deal.
Yeah, this is after I'm already. This is after we got dropped.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so, you know, it's like, what do you do? And Puffy had just got fired simultaneously
from Uptown Records.
So now he's doing his bad boy thing from his house, and I'm living in my mother's basement working. And whenever he got to 19th Street, I managed to after work go rock with them. You know, my mom was like, every Friday I need $150 on that counter, homie. You drinking up all this food, you using our electric. Got the shorties in the basement and all this. What's happening? You know what I'm saying? Like, put a little something on that table.
It's time to re-up.
She wasn't wrong for that either, though.
Right. Now, she wasn't wrong. That's how I raised my daughters. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we going to still donate to the cause. So we'll go to the studio and see Puff and them doing little things, and I managed to find a hustle that he liked. You know, I helped make the original Bad Boy T-shirts and was hitting them off with cash because they were giving them away, and I said, don't give them away, sell them, because they was eating them up like crack.
Shirts.
So you made the logo?
No, I made the shirts.
The actual shirts.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when he first gave them away, they made them as promo. I went to an event at the Rucker, and I saw they were giving them away, and they were eating them up like crack. So the next week, a day or two, I went back to them and said, "Can we make more? But let me show you how to sell them on the street." So I was selling them for $25 a piece, and the interns who weren't working, they don't get money.
Right.
I gave them all $10 a piece for every shirt they sold. So if I made 300 shirts and you sold 60 shirts at $10, you just made
$600. So how much you had to kick back to Puff?
I didn't have to kick them back nothing.
Really?
I did because they weren't expecting money back from him. It was promo marketing.
Yeah.
So I could have put it all in my pocket, but one day I walked up to him, handed him $1,500 in the club. He looked at it. What's this? I told him T-shirts. He threw it in the air, popping bottles. Open bar, Puff for you for an hour, that type of thing.
Yeah.
And then the next day he said, make D-Dot more T-shirts.
And that's how that happened.
Because now the interns are eating, so you don't have to worry about paying interns now. They can get on the train and go home and not make an excuse to not come back the next day because they don't have that money. So now they're making money. His cachet steps up, and then fast forward.
The branding of it all,
The branding of it,
well, so was this around the time, because Bad Boy was...
This is 93, 94.
93, so this is with the picket signs and everything started
and
coming
I'm
out.
doing that, too, because when I come around, I'm
Bad
carrying...
Boy.
Yeah, if I'm helping this is my younger brother, and he's doing his thing right now. He's doing his thing, so I ain't had no pride. I just was selling books in the bookstore, so I can carry a picket sign. That's nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, and he saw all that hustle, and one day he called me in his office, early 94. We about to drop this My Life album for Mary J. Blige. He called me in his office one day and just said, "Yo, I need you to come manage Mary J. Blige with me. What you think?"
To come manage Mary J. Blige?
With him. I'd be him on the road with her. So I was a tour manager for 2 years. And I accepted a day later. I had to talk to Mary because I was like, yo, I chill with Mary. We all cool. We friends now. We smoke. We drink. We getting in trouble because we young and dumb. I didn't think I'd have to be out there and be her boss now. So that was one moment where, so that's how I transitioned. And once I got into that job, I was like, okay, I still want to rap. Biggie, I'm seeing all these guys. I still want to rap. I'm still back here doing it. So I was just waiting for my opportunity to get back in those rooms, which is the studio rooms. Right now, I'm at concert hall, hotel. We doing interviews. I'm doing this. I'm like, this could be Mary, and I'd be sitting over there in the corner just waiting for her to finish. That was cool for me.
Right.
But I wanted to be here. I wanted to
be in that
mic.
mic.
Do you think your music as a producer stood out and cut through a little bit more because of your skill as an MC and an artist as well? Because you had like the MC in mind too.
I make the beats to write to. Like I make the beat. It's like if Jay can't rap to it, then I'm scrapping it. If Biggie ain't rapping, I'm scrapping it. I'm an MC. So I started making beats so I can write rhymes, not to make beats. Ron Lawrence was making beats crazy, but I couldn't write to every single beat he had because I wanted to, I'm in New York, he's in LA sometimes. So when we first got dropped, he went to LA to help Shy. He went to Howard, shout out to Shy. So he went to go help them. So I'm trying to, but I need that I need, you know what I'm saying?
You gotta move the wings, right? That's the Diddy? That's your shoulder?
right.
Your shoulder,
right? Yeah, that's my joy, right. So I just would make the beats enough for me to go ahead and get my bars done. That's really what it was about. And then one day I I looped up a track and right into it, and Sweet T used to live down the block from me.
It's my beat, Sweet T?
Yeah, it's my beat. She used to live down the block from me.
One of my first crushes was Sweet T, but go ahead.
So we start, that's my girl. She a Leo. We was always tight. And she was like, yo, I like this joint. So we made a record to it. Ron Lawrence came in and did his genius. Ron Lawrence finished it up for me. And it became, what's up, star? I'd like to get to know who you are. Let's have a drink at the bar. And that was our first.
Shout out to Sweet T.
Shout out to Sweet T. That's my girl, Sugar. She calls herself Sugar now.
She should be, as we celebrating these 50 years of hip hop, she should have a light shined on her as well.
Yeah, that's my girl.
She was a solo artist as well.
Beat.
Right.
And she was fine.
Beautiful.
That was Sway's first crush.
Yeah, she's fine. Yeah,
her and Tisha Campbell.
She's still fine. She older than me, so she's still fine. She dropped dead when you see her. She's still good.
She still look good.
Dope. Shout out to Sweet T.
Bring her up here.
So that was our first placement, and that separated us in New York. Now I can walk around with my chest out a little bit because I got a placement on a very popular Russell Simmons show soundtrack. So that helped us out, and then it was on from there to become a producer.
Who was the next artist you produced? Like you talk about Big and everybody coming in the studio.
Shout out to Kedar Massenberg.
Okay.
He gave us our next check but the songs never got used. He's from Brooklyn. That's my OG.
Okay.
He cut me and Ron Lawrence $9,000 for 2 tracks, $4,500 a piece for Rakim's album that was on Universal. I think it was
the 18th
Let's Go Back or I'm Coming. One of the back albums.
Guess Who's Back.
Guess Who's Back.
Guess Who's Back.
Yes, I think it was for that album. I believe it was 90 something, early 90s. But Rakim did a verse to one of the songs, but he didn't finish it.
Okay.
But we got that check, $4,500, that me and Ron split up front, and that helped him move back to New York, and that helped me get out my mother's basement. And then the next one we did that put us over the top was I Rock the Party That Rocks the Body.
MC Light.
MC Light?
Rock a Party, MC Light.
MC Light.
We did all that before we were Hitmen. So
Okay.
we weren't even Hitmen yet. But yeah, so Puff needed a remix, and so me and Ron got busy and gave him that. And that's when eyebrows start coming up. We got What's Up Star, I'm on the road with Mary. Now we got this, Kedar, Rakim. We it's not internet out there, but people know we working with Rakim for a second. And then here go Cold Rock a Party with Missy and Puff, introducing Missy. And so now people was like, yo, is that Two Kings in the Cypher doing this stuff? Is that them dudes? Them same dudes? That's what it started coming about. Yeah, so it started morphing into that.
Okay, who came up with the name The Hitman?
That was a Puffy idea.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Puff. That was his old. The whole Hitman was his old idea.
Just to create an in-house production team that just kind of curated a sound that was Bad Boy.
That was all his idea. The genius behind his idea is that he took the Bad News Bears to do it.
What do you mean?
We weren't the best qualified in 95, 96. The producers that was rocking in
come
95,
on,
96.
Timberland.
Come on, Primo
Rock,
Large P,
Q-Tip.
Havoc.
Come on.
Dr. Dre and all of them, the Jermaine Dupri and all these dudes.
Oh, my God.
Beat Miners, all that stuff.
He picked D. Angeletti, Nasheem, Ron, and Stevie.
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah.
Who? What? What? Who?
But that was genius.
That's what I just said.
Yeah.
He was in his genius. He picked the Bad News Bears, and we won 11 championships in a row.
I feel like too.
Got them chips.
Right. Your first time meeting Big. What was that? Did y'all get along?
Oh, absolutely. Big did I put my hand out to reach him. He did to me.
Oh, he did the psych.
Yeah, psych. I know who you are, nigga. I watched you on Video Music Box. I'm humble, so I was like, yo, with myself, I'm Derek. He hit me with come on, man, smoke up, man. I know who you are.
That's what he said.
And instantly my tie got loosened.
What was his conversation like back then? What was his dreams?
I mean, he wanted to be the best. Big as hip hop all day. Big hip hop all day. So he studied, he listened, he knew everything. He was a kid though. You gotta remember.
Yeah.
He died when he was 23, 24.
Yeah.
So I met him in '93, so he wasn't but 19, 20, 21, something crazy. So we talking kid shit still. We still, we want clothes, we want travel, we want some chicks, we want all that
more
stuff.
Weed.
We want to be more weed. We want a hot crib. We want the hot cars. We want to, we want all the stuff that regular kids want. But when you sitting next to Puff Daddies and Mark Pitts and D-Dots and Harvs and Wayne Barrows and you're rocking with the Jay-Z's and all that, you start getting this itch of, maybe we can get a little more out of this. Maybe it's not local. Maybe we do a little bit more than just be hot in Newark.
What was Jay's, like, I'm just, see, the reason I'm asking these questions, because I'm on the West Coast at this time. Right? And I was just wondering, like, even with the success of Death Row, like, if in a positive way, like, the records, the Doggy Style album, the Chronic, all this shit.
The Heat Missiles.
Was it putting y'all under pressure? What was the conversation like about what was going on from Dr. Dre and that camp?
After school, we had to stay after school for study hall.
Really? What do you mean? Break that down.
Ultimately, I'm a movie maker.
Yeah.
In music. That's what we do. That's how I pride myself. Puffy prides himself on movie making. So if you're a good movie maker, you can acknowledge another great movie maker. And them dudes was making Godfathers and those type of
epic films.
Ben-Hur.
They doing Gone with the Wind and shit like that. That's what they're doing out
Shaka
there.
Zulu.
So, and not just Dre and them. It's Short. It's 40. It's all of them. Even the ones that didn't do. Quick. All of them.
DJ Quick.
Right. And so I said the other day.
EA Ski.
I said on another show, it's smash hits, and then on their breaks they did hits. Like like we're lazy today, so we're just gonna make a hit. So we're in study hall all the time over here. Yeah. We was always in study hall, and every album that I was a part of was storyboarded like a movie.
So you would have a vision board of each song, kind of like context, titles,
aka titles, alternative title, who can be on it, second person option, third person options, order of songs, how it ends, how does it blend into this one. Sonically, what does it feel like? Am I getting goosebumps? Does it sound like Loud Records, because they were also
Loud.
Def Jam. We got out like what y'all doing over there. You know what I'm saying? Or Duck Down. We listening.
Okay, Duck Down. That's what's up.
We listening. Yeah, we listening to y'all. Stop fronting. And they think we weren't. That was the misnomer in hip hop. And
so y'all was listening to Cash Money. Y'all was listening to No Limit.
We were in study hall. If I tell you that before we even made beats, we'd watch a movie, or we'd listen to Pac's album, or we'd listen to the Far Side Project, or we'd listen to Draper and them's albums coming out of Texas, or whatever. Everybody got our respect. That's what they didn't realize about us. They thought we was on some pop island. I'm hip hop. I'm from Brooklyn.
It felt like that. It felt like it was such a competition that we gonna outdo y'all.
Of course, that was the part of it, but also it was like, how can we outdo y'all if we don't know what y'all are doing?
Yeah, it's
and
like,
how you doing it.
Yeah, it's like when the boxers come up here and talk about their next big fight. You always marvel at the fact that they studied their opponents. Yeah. Like they know everybody.
We watching that film on Monday.
I watched that film on
Monday. Yeah.
So Nile Rodgers came here once and said the some of the greatest artists are the best thieves.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Nile Rodgers because I've stolen from Nile Rodgers. So that was prophetic, prolific, and whatever other P you want to put to that, Mr. Rodgers. Prophecy. Thank you, Mr. Rodgers. I love you for Cold Rocker Party is Nile Rodgers.
That's Nile Rodgers.
That's Nile Rodgers. Yeah. I got a few Nile Rodgers records that them dudes are geniuses.
Yes, they would.
Yeah. My idols are dudes like that, Gamble and Huff, Barry White, Roy Ayers, those are people that Roberta Flack. When you want my bop, you listen to Roy Ayers or James Brown or Isaac or Barry. You gonna hear that? Yeah,
you gonna hear that?
Yeah, that's my bop.
Play Hypnotize.
Yikes!
Real quick. I want to ask you a question about this. And when this song first came, turn that up. Come on, man. We on it. Biggie, can't you see? Man, we got the man, the myth, Derek D. Angeletti, a.k.a. the Mad Rapper, is here. We're talking about Black Rob's new album, Life Story 2, is out now. I'm featured on it. Black Thought, Faith Evans, Kid Capri, Diddy, Smoke DZA, and many more. This song, when it first came out, first of all, I had so many connections to Big because when y'all came to the West Coast, y'all came by Sway and Tech, world famous Wake Up Show.
Had to, baby.
Yeah.
Out of respect.
And this first visit in the West Coast in the Bay was on our show, right? We brought him. We had a promotion company, Streetwise, me and Anthony Daughtry, a.k.a. AD, who worked for Bad Boy as well. You remember Anthony Daughtry? He and I were partners in the promotion company in Northern California. I was silent. Wow. Right, and so Big.
You was silent, Sway silent.
Oh, y'all was silent.
Yeah.
Studying the tape.
Yeah. I was very silent.
Very silent. Yeah.
But we wanted to make sure that the artists got their fair due because the industry didn't know how to promote outside of their regions. Right, and we would tell people, bring Big, bring Craig Mack, bring whoever, and we would show you how they could make impact on Northern California, and we had L.A. When that song came out, that Herb Alpert sample, I thought, wow, this is a smart record because at the time the tension was out at that time between West, East Coast, Pac, Big, Bad Boy, Death Row, all of that. But as far as the consumer go, that song had a universal allure to it. It sounded like, and I know y'all didn't mean it like it, but it sounded like a West Coast record to us.
Yeah.
Was that intentional?
It wasn't intentional. From a production standpoint, and this is just my personal opinion, we got more intricate on our drums and snares and all this other stuff out here. It was really, backpackers want to, you got to chop your shit up in half and do all the take the voice out and spend 11 hours on it.
Throwing it through a filter.
Yeah, the West Coast was just, much more simpler. The bops were much more simpler. Mm-hmm. The track making just didn't seem as though they cared about all of that, whether or not it was triplicate in one section, quadruple in one section, and whether or not it had this, it just seemed like it. So Hypnotize was a way for us to just keep it simple.
Okay.
And that's why we got the backlash we did, because it felt like there was no work put into it. For us. But what I'm saying, did you not hear that bass line is played over? Those ain't the same drums. The sample don't go at the same speed. We added the that's production.
Yeah.
It wasn't just loop it up. Okay, Biggie, go.
Mm-hmm.
That's the misnomer about how busy the Hitman got.
Herb Albert, that was the sample. Back then, it was impossible to clear artists like him. How did that happen?
He didn't like it. He didn't want to use it. I guess he wasn't too hip-hop. Some artists from those eras didn't embrace hip-hop the same way because it didn't attack them or it didn't touch them in certain ways. And he was one of them. And with all due respect, he changed his mind, obviously, but his cousin, Randy Badass, shout out to Randy, he loved it. And Randy helped produce the original Rise. So Randy heard it and said, you gotta clear this record. This is Biggie. This shit is hot. They took out, we'll get paid for the rest of our lives for this joint, though. This is hot. And he convinced them.
And that's how it happened.
That's how it happened. But Randy, his cousin, we had to step in the race. So shout out to Randy Badass.
Yeah.
He killed it for us.
Randy Badass.
And to this day, when that mailman comes walking across that lawn.
Shout out to Randy.
Shout out to Randy, baby.
You got publishing on all those songs, right?
Of course.
Did you? So when Puff recently gave folks artists back publishing, were you included in that? Or
I have nothing to do with that. I own all my publishing 100%. Every copyright is in my name. I never did any deals with anybody to do that part of it. I was a rapper in 1990. I got spanked once. I didn't need to get spanked twice.
Yeah, right. Fool me once, fool me twice.
So, Puff, I'll do business with you. We'll hang out. We'll do all of that other stuff. But you hold yours and I'll hold mine. And I didn't need it. I'm a hustler, so I didn't need it. Mm-hmm. Most of these people, it was more that they gave it up was out of need or, they from the hood. It wasn't smart business decisions.
Yeah.
Most of it, if you weighed it out, it was probably because we broke and that
dangling carrot.
That dangling carrot looks real tasty with some ketchup on it. So that's most of those people probably caught that.
I'm gonna ask you one more big question. His mindset at that time when y'all were making this music, what was it like? Was he under pressure or?
What people don't know is if you stop at Life After Death, the very first thing is that's his 5th album technically.
Okay. How so?
Ready to Die.
Ready to Die, right?
He wrote Junior Mafia's album. He wrote Little Kim's album. And then he wrote 2 albums for himself for Life After Death. That's technically 5 albums in the analog era. Not digital. Analog. And he was able to give hits to Puffy, various other people, be on their records. Michael Jackson. He was able to start Brooklyn Mint. He was on the Martin Show. Pressure. You got artists. He signed Cam. Remember, Undias had Cam with their record. They had Cam.
Right.
Remember?
Yeah.
Pressure. And he's only 22, 23. This is all happening at 22, 23 years old. And we still got your two guys, Sean Combs and Derek Angeletti, that want you in on everything. We doing a remix. Big, where you at? We doing it big. Where you at? He was the go-to guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We need a. You know what I'm saying? Like Trey Lee. You need a verse, Trey. Yeah. Big. Come in. Fuck that. I preach it. My 9 reaches. He just
and just kill it.
Yeah. That's our. So yeah. Pressure. Shit.
What did he do with Michael Jackson?
He did a record with Michael Jackson. Yeah, he did a record with Michael Jackson.
Like Big was on there.
Yeah, he was on the record. I can't remember the name of it. Mike Jackson. He was on.
Shaq. You can't
Shaq.
stop the
rain.
remember that one?
No, not that one. He had the Brat. He had the Brat.
Yeah.
He had the record with the Brat. Remember, he was on the Brat's record.
Yeah.
He was working. He was working. He wasn't flooding himself with prostituting himself with every verse, but he was so pressure. Yeah, he was under a lot of pressure. Running a label, he got every nigga from the hood wants you to get take care of them.
Right.
He ever talked to you about it? Or y'all relationship like that? What kind of what would he say to you?
Me and Big spent a lot of time together and studio time because they would drive. Big didn't drive, so C's and them would come drop him off, then go pick up food or weed or liquor. So I spent a lot of one-on-one time with him because most of the time he would just be in there writing, on the phones, whatever. Yeah, so definitely pressure. Remember he married Faith.
Yeah.
Remember that was going on. And trying to take care of C's and the young dudes. All these dudes is teenagers.
He's 23, 24.
And he's only 22, 23 years old. So yeah, so we'd have conversations about life, about Bad Boy, about things, but. He never revealed anything to me like, yo, shh, don't tell nobody this. Like, we never had them type of conversations. Just real nigga conversations. I was, I'm his OG. So what was it like in the game? People we love. Like, shout out to Dougie Fresh.
Dougie Fresh, yeah.
Simply because he impacted all of us, so we'd have conversations about the good guys in the game and who you need to stay close to and who, things like that. Heavy D was always one of the people we always, have good guys.
Opened the door for big rappers.
Yeah,
Well, Fat Boys, Heavy D.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The Michael Jackson song is called This Time Around. It was from the 9th studio album, His Story, Past, Present, and Future, and it featured rapper B.I.G.
Remember, he was on Martin. He did Martin's show.
That was
a he had Brooklyn Mint. He was trying to get his clothing line up and running, if you remember. So 22, 23 years old. Like, come on, man. That pressure. Yeah, it was a lot.
It was a lot of pressure. Yo, I'm so happy I got a chance to be a part of that legacy. We got, I think we ended up, he freestyled for us.
It's documented. It's documented. See, some people got stories that ain't documented. Yours is documented.
We're the only ones that have camcorders at that time filming it. You work with Eminem.
Oh, yeah, Eminem.
Eminem came out on your album, right?
Well, I mean,
he was featured on your album.
Featured on my album, yes. Oh, man, that's another animal.
How did that song come about? Did y'all work in the studio? Or?
Oh, yeah. He came to Jimmy Henchman's studio. I paid him $5,000. And I heard him. I said, oh, my God, who is this? Of course, I thought he was black. Found out he was white. I reached out to them, found Paul Rosenberg.
Yep.
Found Eminem. He knew who I was. He knew who I was. And it was on. And to be honest with you, he wanted to be on I wanted him and Busta on the same record because Busta initially introduced me to him.
Yeah.
But Eminem didn't like the beat that I had for Busta. So I just left a me and Busta Rhymes record, and then I said, I need another beat for him. Smiles. Smiles, that's road managers, Daylight Now. Smiles was my A&R. Smiles, go grab that Kanye number 3. Because I managed Kanye at the time, which people didn't know.
Oh my
and
gosh.
he was sending
beat tapes.
Beat tapes. So I couldn't, I was like, I need something. So found a Kanye track and heard it. Said, that could work. Eminem came and said, what you think about this one? He sat there and his hands start shaking. When he writes, like one of his hands shakes while he's doing it. And he did like this. I said, that's the one, load that up.
Wow.
Just like that.
Just like that, I could tell. And next thing you know, here we are, Eminem. It's called Stir Crazy. Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder. I based it off that.
Off that movie?
Because Black Man, White Boy. Eminem and Gene Wilder.
And you make movies.
Yeah, we made movies.
Listen to this. Yeah, man. Come on, Stir Crazy, man. We got D-Dot Angeletti here. Come on, give that man a big round of applause.
Shout out to my man Marshall Mathers.
In
one of my humble opinions, he's one of the greatest to ever do it. White, black, green, or indifferent. That kid is an animal from another planet. Period. End of story.
I know it surprises me when I hear a lot of folks try to diminish and dismiss what he's done as an MC.
That is clown talk.
Yeah,
that is clown talk. That's just hating on the skin color.
Yeah.
That's all that's about. Skill wise, come on, man. I dare you.
Yeah.
I dare you.
Yeah, man. Let's keep it going, man.
Yeah.
I'm curious. I love seeing Cam and Mase on It Is What It Is. I feel like that podcast they have is so entertaining and informative, though, and they really rise into the occasion of that. But Mase, I hear Mase a lot. Mase been on the show, too, and he talks about his beginnings. When Mase first walked in the Bad Boy circle, what was y'all dynamic like?
I said, man, get this nigga out of here, man. He all just coming, yo, what up? I'm that nigga, yo, what's happening? I'm from Harlem, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, this my crew. They the baddest niggas too. We got all the jewelry. We do everything. Y'all niggas ain't shit. Where's the prize? That's how I felt that nigga was walking in. Man, get this nigga out of here. I had a conversation with that nigga. I said, you gonna be the valedictorian, man.
You could tell.
Yeah, man, all that shit was a facade. That nigga was young, smart, calculated, and was nice.
Yeah.
Period.
Mm-hmm.
What's the first time?
Period.
What was the first thing he spit on that you were involved with? What was the first?
For me?
Yeah.
What was the first thing Mase spit on for me? Whew, that's a good question. For me, probably would have to be Feel So Good.
Feel So Good. That
Feel
was
So
a
Good.
big song.
Feel So Good. Wait, what 24 Hours of Live was on his album? Yeah. Feel So Good was probably the first thing he spit on for me. But he did a couple of freestyles that we had did. But the first time I think I connected with him for Been Around the World.
Been around the world.
Been around the world. Yeah, I forgot that. Been around the world. Yeah, sorry.
So many hits.
A lot of smoke. No, this is a lot of smoke. That's what that is. Yeah.
Well,
I didn't smoke this morning. I would have remembered it.
Yo, he dumb.
Yeah, that's the problem. But I didn't smoke shit. Let's go.
But they play that a little bit, Tom.
Yeah, Mase is called Been Around the World. I think that was the very first one he rapped on for me.
Man,
yeah.
Come on. You forgot this?
Yeah.
How you forget this?
Yeah, not bad.
Turn it up, man. 888-742-3345. We got an icon in the building.
Walking.
Yeah, Sway in the Morning, Shade 45, man. We got Derek D. Angeletti. I say his whole name, a.k.a. the Mad Rapper.
Sounds. I got a ring to it. I got a ring to it.
D. Angeletti.
Yeah.
I say it though. I say it with a bomb.
I love
to
it.
Derek
I
D.
love it.
Angeletti.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Might have to make that one of those tags.
Yeah, for me.
Okay.
For me on my tracks, Derek D. He put the Oakland on it.
Angeletti.
He put the Oakland on it.
He put the Eddie on it. Yeah, Angeletti. I love it.
Angeletti.
Yeah, I want to correct something real quick if you don't mind.
Yes.
I didn't do Victory. Stevie J did Victory.
Stevie J did Victory.
Stevie
Okay.
J,
Oh my
the
gosh.
12 instrument monster. He did Victory. So I know y'all. I walked in on that.
Okay.
And that was good theme music. I like that.
Yeah.
But the Stevie J did. Yes,
Salute, that's dope.
Stephen
Okay.
Jordan right there. Did Victory. Yeah.
Okay, Stevie J, that's the guy too,
Yeah, that's the
man.
guy.
Always good energy when I
Yes,
bump
sir.
into him. Carlin is on the line in New Orleans. Quick questions. Go ahead, Carlin. What's your question?
Hey, babe. Good morning.
Hey.
This is fantastic.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Great day.
So after watching the Renaissance documentary and hearing that background, just to hear you be so clear and concise with the memory and the smoke is just fantastic. First of all,
Thank you.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean hey, that's a testimony.
Yeah.
Some people get on here and him of the hall and him of the high, and we don't know what the fuck they said.
Yeah.
So how hard was it for you to clear that sample with Let's Dance?
Oh,
David Bowie.
Not at all. He was a fan. That was an
It's
easy
so
one.
good to know.
Yeah,
That's
that
dope.
was an easy one right there. He was a fan of Puffy and the music we were doing, and those type of artists from overseas, they were always ahead of the curve anyway. So you know what I'm saying, they always did, step ahead. So you know what I mean. So so that's a nice question. Yeah, now he loved it. Jump right. It was easy. That was very easy.
Thank you, and we need more this way. I need him to come back for part 2.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be a part 2.
That's dope.
Yeah,
That's
we'll do a
dope.
part 2.
Appreciate you, my
Okay.
love.
Thank you. Y'all have a good one.
All
You
right,
too.
you too.
You too.
Take care. You're a citizen.
Sway in the morning.
Arthur in Alabama, you got a question.
Yes, I do. Good morning, Sway in the morning, Heather B.
What up,
Hey,
baby?
Tracy G.
Hey.
Listen, I got a question for you. Your name is connected with everybody with somebody in the last 50 years of hip-hop, and I appreciate you for that. My question to you and Sway in the morning crew is this. Tell me about the one that got away, the one you wish now that you would have kept around. You got a lot of hit makers. I heard about all your victories. Tell me about the one that got away, the one you said, man, I wish I would have hung on to that person or that lady or that.
Hey man, that's a good question, man. How long you think about that question, man? It sounds like you wrote that out, color coded it, like you ran it through a couple of people.
Put a thumbnail on it.
Yeah, that's a great question. You know what? I'm gonna tell you 2 stories real quick, fast stories. Mase's old manager Kuda had a friend that found Nelly in Atlanta. I heard it. I said, it's probably one of them days I didn't smoke.
You know what?
You know what I'm saying?
Was off. Your judgment
I was off.
off.
My shit was off. I was off my square. So I might have missed on Nelly.
Wow.
Can you imagine that? Can you imagine them envelopes?
They played you country grammar?
No, they played country grammar.
Oh,
no,
yeah. I was like, how you not hear that?
If I didn't hear that, I shouldn't be in the game. They just played me Nelly, who he was, and I just, I didn't get it at that time. And like I said, I should have puffed, but I didn't. And then the other one that necessarily didn't get away, but I wasn't. My goal was not to manage or none of that. Was Nicki Minaj. I found Nicki on MySpace, and she was really cool. You can listen to music, and I told her who I was, and she knew who I was, and I invited her to Daddy's house, and she came with a nice, cute little girl. They looked like a group. They were so cute, both of them, and she actually wrote a verse for me, and I was so impressed with her that I called Little Kim on the phone and said, "I think I have your protege." And called her Hillary Weston, but at that time, that's not what their mindset was. But I said, Kim, I'd like you to do a record with her. So Kim had a verse from an old freestyle that I had. So I used the verse on the song with Nicki and said, and I sent it to her and Hillary. I said, this is how I'd like her to come on this record. Like, this is an example of the record. And I had my hook on it, chorus, and all that stuff on it already. And, the answer was never came back, never did it. And a few months later, it got leaked. So if you ever hear a record called Everything out there with Little Kim and Nicki Minaj, that's my record with me on it, but it was never meant to be heard. But the goal was I wanted Kim, at least, and this is before Debbie Anthony, this is before Cash Money, this is when she had Fendi.
Fendi.
Right.
Yeah. So, early. Mixtape Nicki.
Right. So I tried, mixtape Nicki. Yeah. Right. So I tried to connect her with Kim super early. And it didn't work. I still have the song, so shout out to Nicki.
But Nicki was open to doing a song with Kim, though.
Well, she didn't know we were gonna do a song with Kim. She just came. She was just coming to do a record with me because I thought she was dope. She was Nicki Minaj, and it had Minaj and like quotations or something. I was like, oh, and I was like, oh, this is. She reminded me of Yummy Bingham. Remember Yummy Bingham?
Yes.
She reminded me of Yummy, and I was like, oh, she hot, she sexy, she cute. So I invited her to come through, like come late, do something. She wrote that verse right then and there, laid it for me, and did her thing. And so I just said, Kim, oh my God, like, let's not do what we did in the past. If you embrace this little girl, you out of here. And it just didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
Yeah.
Man, hey, Arthur, great question. You're a citizen, brother.
Yeah, you're a citizen. You're a citizen.
Hey, got some Sonic or some Mantronics or something over there?
Hey, man, you asked a great question. Stop trying to program, all right? Mantronics. You brought up Mantronics.
Brooklyn.
Shout out to MCT. All right. Yeah. Let's talk Black Rob while we got, we're going to close with Black Rob. Black Rob.
Yes.
Salute to Black Rob when I say his name. Give that man a round of applause.
He had memorable interviews up here, too. Matter of fact, that's what we use from your interviews inspired. I'm going to just be real with you. Watching his interviews, like I said, I was doing my homework. And I need, I'm sitting there like, I don't want to be funny, bad rapper all over his album again. I need something that he says. I need things that Rob does. And I watched 3 or 2 Sway in the Morning interviews. And I said, oh, I got my skits and I got my shit right here. Because y'all were going into some stuff about his stresses and life and coming home from jail. And he cried and somebody else was crying. You had a moment he was crying. Yeah. I was like, oh, I need all of that. I started editing like, you know what I mean? Like, and so, so this show definitely helped us with that. So thank you.
Absolutely, man. Wow. It was, it was, like I said, like the first Life Story came out in 2000, so that's the year I came to New York. Right, so
you coming in with Whoa.
I'm coming in Whoa.
Right, Whoa. You come right on Whoa.
And I'm back and forth. I'm every weekend syndicated and all over the world. I'm doing MTV. I'm doing Hot 97 at one point. I'm doing everything.
Just getting awards. I'm just doing everything. You know what I mean? I got 3 shows and then 5 golden rings. You know what I'm saying?
I'll just say it,
man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But when Rob came up here the last time, it was important because he had some tough times. He went through some tough times with his illness. He went through tough times with his career. And we were seeing him in ways that we didn't want to see any of our heroes, you know. And I thought it was important because he wanted to come talk. And he knew it was a space he could really talk in. I think he might have had a stroke and he was going through all these physical ailments, kidney failure, and the industry was laughing at some points. People were saying he looked bad, and it was important for him to tell his story
in a safe space.
So one of the first things you hear when you go on this album is a clip from our interview in the intro, right?
Yes, in the intro, yeah.
Let's play that real quick. Take Cover. That's off the new album. It's out right now. Black Rob posthumous album, Life Story 2.
Yes.
Derek D. Angeletti is here with us. Clips from our interview is in it. The whole project is amazing.
Oh, man, thank you so much, man.
It feels like Rob is here.
Can I shout out some of the producers real quick, man? Riz Deluxe, thank you, baby bro. He been there from the beginning. He's producer from Philly. My youngin', he just helped me out from an A&R perspective and from a positivity perspective, because sometimes, I'm like, damn, they ain't showing Rob no love. Fuck this project. You know what I mean? I was going to that. Like, nah, you got to do that. So shout out to my baby bro, Riz. His manager, Jamal Mosley, who y'all met, who been up here a million times with him, from day one. Sean C and LV producers.
Oh, my God.
Nasheem Myrick, Carlos Brody. My big brother, my mentor, Ronald Lawrence, you know what I'm saying, who I wouldn't even, production-wise, all the jewels that he done gave me in life, it's like some things you just can't pay back. You know what I'm saying? There's certain shit you just can't pay back, so you just say thank you and hope that encapsulate it all, We got Smoke Dizza, Kid Capri, you got Buck Wild. Shout out to Babe Bro Buck Wild. You know what I'm saying?
I think he did Whoa, right?
Yeah, well, Buck Wild did Whoa. Yeah, Buck Wild is an animal, been an animal. He got a new album out right now with AZ too, by the way. That new AZ album is
AZ is coming up here too.
Yeah, so shout out to them. LNX Music from Brooklyn. I got Nobody on there. Yogi from Crew. Yogi from Crew. Yeah. So like I said, my cousin
Yogi.
My cousin Brayon, who y'all probably don't know, his name is Brayon. He's on the thing. He produces produced a lot of the Flow Rider stuff. But he got the new Bong or Bop, what's the name of the record with Cardi B? He wrote and produced that. That's him on the chorus. Yeah. He's singing on a record on Rob's album called You're Welcome, with Smoke Dizza and G-Dep and Rob. It's called You're Welcome. So my cousin Brayon, my blood cousin, so he's a super producer, songwriter right now, so he's on there. I got a young girl named Nakia Gold from L.A. She's out there, and Blake Winters from Philadelphia, a young singer-songwriter. He's on there, so it's a lot of people. I'm probably missing a few. Kid Capri, my OG.
Kid Capri,
Kid
man.
Come
on,
Kid.
Faith
and Stevie, and Black Thought, of course, Black Thought. So Mad Rapper's on there. I spill a little verse, let them know I still got it.
Mad Rapper got to be on it, man. It ain't right if the Mad Rapper.
Yeah.
What do you say? You almost got Heather, I know you got to go to Urban View.
Yeah, but I know I got another show to do. I'm still
you want to say something? With all that money, let me hold some.
Heather getting all the money. You see the commercials, Nike commercials?
I was like, let me hold some.
She's on Sisters too. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I didn't know that.
Okay, she did a Super Bowl commercial too. I just throw that in there.
Who was in it?
I was in it, but at that point.
Yeah, let me hold some.
Okay.
I'll give it back.
When you get yours, because the mailman coming across your lawn
the lawn. We love that mailman. He get Christmas gifts and all that. He get
the mailman is the guy that bring the publishing check. Yeah. You want to say something in closing, Heather?
No, I want to listen to what you was going to ask him.
I was going to. Okay, my bad. Thank you, Heather.
Goodness.
I have that effect on people.
You're a great conversationalist. Like we got to do a part 2.
Okay, part 3, part 4,
4, 5. Because I was trying to jump eras, but I love to do a thorough job. You felt like they weren't showing Black Rob love.
Enough love.
Enough love.
For what he's donated to the cause, and just his skill set is, he's one of the best storytellers ever.
Yeah.
Just listen to the stories.
Speak to that though. Yeah. You give them the love, and then they can learn.
Yeah, Black Rob to me is one of the illest storytellers ever, and one of the most misunderstood MCs, because again, nobody's path is perfect in this industry, so you have to be, what do they call them, purists, to really know his path the way it should be. This album, Life Story 2, was really just an ode to him, and an ode to what we would have been in 2023, 24 in this producer rapper era, where Nas and Hit Boy are doing it, and this person and Lil Wayne and maybe Future or whatever, whoever's connecting, that me and Rob would have did that, and we'd have did that really, really good. We were just kindred spirits, you know what I'm saying? And then also he didn't get celebrated the way other MCs in their death got celebrated. No disrespect to them, they all should be celebrated, but some of them were pedestaled up a little higher than Rob, just based on the impact, as they probably should have been. But in death, we should all celebrate them equally, especially if they had an impact and affected lives. So he affected my life. He affected everybody's life around him. So I just wanted to pay a little tribute to him. I figured and I got 49 songs sitting.
Yeah.
What's going? So might as well.
Does the family benefit from this?
Absolutely, everybody.
Okay, Black Rob family does.
Everybody does. Yes.
Okay.
His estate is well taken care of. His lawyer and his manager Jamal make sure whatever money's come in, he still gets records cleared for samples and people want to use records. So, I'm not intricately involved with the family business.
But
I would hope that
they're gonna be taken care of.
It's gonna be taken care of.
How would you navigate as somebody that was really close to the artist and then worked with the artist, and then the artists have a discrepancy with the label? They feel like they're not being paid their just due. They get dropped. You see artists down and out after they leave that label. How did you navigate your relationships with the artists? Would they come to you at all?
Some of them did. Some of them didn't. I mean, I live by this. Was told to shoot outs to stay low and keep firing.
Okay.
And I'm also the type to mind my business. The 7 characteristics of a wise man is speak when spoken to. So one of them. So I just mind my business. I've been through it. I was an artist.
Yeah.
I know what it's like with no Vaseline. You know what I'm saying? That contract just makes you feel violated.
Yeah.
You just feel like, so I know what that's like. So, but I also know that there's lawyers and managers and mothers and fathers and uncles that could be advising people. So some of this is self-inflicted. So my compassion is semi-low. You know what I'm saying? Because we could have taken care of it. Because there are some that don't have those stories because they were thorough enough to take care of their business contractually. So as some of them were leaving and having problems, I just say, listen, that has nothing to do with me. And if you're going to judge our relationship off of that, then have a nice day. Yeah. And the ones that didn't, I still have a relationship with them to this day.
My man Derek D. Angeletti. Angeletti. Give that man a round of applause, man. We here to celebrate Black Rob's posthumous album, Life Story 2. Yes. You love this culture, go download this album. Don't just stream it, download it.
Download it. Get us some bread out here.
Yeah, get them some bread. It's a great project. It has you got a couple of tracks on here, man. Y'all got about
some things. We got 24 tracks, 6 interludes.
And it's all the tracks. Man, I went through the whole album. I'm about to go to the gym right now and put it on my AirPods right now.
Grandmaster Caz is on there too.
Grandmaster Caz.
He's on the last song. He did a tribute for Robert the Funeral. I used that, so shout out to Caz because he's one of my inspirations as a rapper. He's on there. If I missed anybody, I love y'all. But that's where we at.
I saw Cass at the Kennedy Honors Sunday night. Him and Kool Herc. Right. Yeah.
He needs a statue somewhere.
Cass had the best blazer in the whole building. I'm here to tell you, man. I enjoyed having you up here, brother.
I love you.
I love you too. Hey, and listen, coming soon. We doing a big poker tournament. I've been doing the research. I haven't been able to find answers.
Celebrity poker, baby.
Celebrity poker. We coming.
We coming.
All right, man. Anything you want to say in closing?
Thank you, Brooklyn Style, Tracy Lee. D. New album in stores February, Law and Disorder. Coming. It's a new EP just to keep y'all warm. And then hopefully this Hitman documentary and mine's. I was there.
I was there.
Story.
Let's go, man. I hope I'm being a narrator or something.
Oh, yeah.
Shit.
You got too many jobs already, man.
Come on, man. Let's stack them up.
West Indian from Oakland or something.
Yeah, man. We got family in St. Elizabeth. Shit.
Love, baby.
Rastafari.
There we go. All right. Hey, we're going to end with the Faith Evans joint, Live Your Life.
I love it. Shout out to Fizzy.
Okay.
Stevie J.
This off the Black Rob Life Story 2 album. Derek D. Angeletti.
Yes, sir.
All right. And on that note, citizens, we have nothing left to say.